Feel obsessed and wondering how to get over your body image issues? I will tell you that. Let's dig up some demons from the back of your head and show them their way out. Body image is an outlook of how a person perceives his or her body and makes up the perception to be the reality. That picture may or may not be based on what really is, and even then it's oftentimes exaggerated. Issues are created when that perception is very skewed, which creates anxiety. The issue of not accepting the shape or form of your body is like a wildfire. It spreads all over the world, especially with the rise of digitization, in particular the social media. It wasn't that bad when I grew up, but nevertheless, I am guilty of suffering from it as well. When you're a child, you're just running around being cute and all, not caring that much for superficial things. Then poof, all of a sudden you enter that dreadful stage. Teenage years. I remember those days, filled with raging acne and innocent boners. Wait a second, or is it the other way around? A pesky body mutating uncontrollably and fast to something that you don't even recognize at times. One look in the mirror and you see a misformed skinny dude with an oddly egg-shaped thing sticking out of his throat. Realizing that something is happening within. The damn puberty is a difficult phase for many of us. A lot of emotional turbulence occurs as a consequence of bullying or straight up harassment. That tumultuous period leaves scars for many young adults, and some carry those for the rest of their lives. Body insecurities is a common theme for such stressful upbringing. Growing up and hearing that your nose is too big, your feet are too small, or your hair looks like a floor mop is not a pleasant experience. Personally, I thought my nose was too big, or maybe it got the most of the teenage testosterone and grew faster than the rest of the body. I'll never know. After a long period of hearing people repeating those things over and over again, you start to internalize those beliefs and it becomes a part of you. Heck, even many parents are stupid enough patronizing their children, covering it up as jokes, not even realizing how damaging it can be for an adolescent self-esteem, writing it off as a playful banter. Body image disorder is commonly expressed in poor dietary choices for both genders. Women are haunted by the retouched and airbrushed images of beauty magazine models, whereas men buying into the ever-exploding fitness frenzy that markets success and prosperous life only if you acquire huge muscles. I never liked bullshitting. As a matter of fact, I always had to be aware of how much truth I was spitting out, telling people as it is. At the end of the day, very few are committed to discovering the essence of everything, because that eventually leads to a lot of pain. So I refuse to sugarcoat by promoting some fantasy idea of body positivity. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in living in a lie just for the sake of keeping cortisol levels at their lower brackets. I said it in a previous video on personal image. Looks do matter. They affect your whole life in various ways. I don't mean that if you're born with a crooked face, it's a game over for you. Looks are more than just a pretty face. Face is what you're born with, the rest is under your control. Now, before someone new watching this write me off as being superficial, hear me out. Looks matter, but not at the cost of everything. Not by the means of whatever it takes. Quite the opposite, that is exactly what causes body insecurities and bad self-image. Being brought up in toxic atmosphere and shooting for quick fixes. Cosmetic cover-ups is like sprinkling gold dust over a hot pile of poop. Yeah, sure, it shimmers and blinks, but at the end of the day, it's still shite. Any endeavors in life that you give yourself a pound has to be tackled out of love. Doing something out of fear will ultimately result in more pain and suffering. Your body is the vessel of your soul. Abuse it and the wrath of God is becoming on you. Come, I want to ask you something. Look inside. Why are you disliking yourself? Who taught you that you are not good enough? Is it your big ears that you can't stand? Or is it that you are short and ashamed of being a man? Maybe you are fat and food is your emotional cushion. No amount of makeup or muscles will cover up your bleeding heart. You have to heal it. Stop putting a band-aid on your wound and hoping that the pain will go away. It won't. Denying yourself a true mindful freedom will only result in more distress and agony. Face your inner child. Talk to it. Ask if anything is wrong. Don't push too hard. Be humble and gentle. Children understand love more than anything else. Whatever answers that you get, let it sink in. Take your time. Forgive yourself for abusing your inner child. If it feels okay, encounter your perpetrators. Talk to them in a loving fashion. Explain the source to your agony. Don't fret. Forgive and forget. Watch this playlist and hit me up if something is unclear. Rewiring your inner beliefs will take time. Allow it. Prepare yourself for the long run. If you don't respect yourself enough to nurture the bond with your inner soul, then nothing that I tell you will matter. Understand that your humanity and inner self comes first. Body is just a shell. If you like makeup, do it for your own joy and amusement. If you like muscles, do it for the health and mental clarity reasons. Nothing will mean a lot when we're 6 feet under. Die for your past to live in the now. Hossein out.